Triangle, we are happy to have this opportunity to talk with you, and we always love every opportunity we have to talk with you.
Nice of you.
And so we have read your book,
Mm-hmm.
your books, but particularly the first one, or the biography. We've read it so many times, and especially the last chapter, where you were transported into the inner planes.
Try to.
Where you were going into the inner planes, and you were meeting the Sri Guru and Maheshwanath. And and so we like to, and we have questions mostly around that particular chapter.
Sure.
So
that was in Kailash.
Yes.
To start with Kailash, if you can say still something a little more about Kailash, because you say it's a seat of Shiva, but it's also sacred to other traditions, Buddhism and Jainism. So it seems like, what is the true essence? Is it like a mountain is like a body of some godly being? And tell something about the spiritual significance still. And relevant for the yogis.
The peak, which we call the Kailash, is very ancient. It's much older than the surrounding mountains. And the lake, the Manasarovar, in front of it, is also very, very old. The Bompos, the Bompos are the original shamanic practices in Tibet, even before Buddhism came. They considered, I forget the name, but their founder, the teacher of Bompo, he came in an aerial chariot on top of Kailash and then descended from there and taught them. This is the story that they have of Bompos. Now the Buddhists say that it's a seat of Avalokiteshvara. I have a feeling that the Buddhists took up the sacredness of the mountain and decided that we have Avalokiteshvara there. Avalokiteshvara is a white-colored manifestation of the Bodhisattva. The Hindus believe that it is the seat of Shiva, Kailash. Even though Banaras is a seat in the plains, the Kailash is supposed to be the original seat of Shiva. Now, I don't really understand exactly what it is, but from Maheshwanath Babaji, my master, he said that they probably all are referring to the same being who came there and came down and taught. So, as I see it, it's probably once upon a time, may not be now, a touching point for beings from other realms to come to this world and teach.
Is it like a group of beings, you think, or like a one
I think it
godly
happened
being?
once. Whether it is happening now, I cannot tell you. But it seems to have happened in prehistory at some point. But if you go to Manasarovar, there is a phenomenon in the night. There are some kind of lights coming down and going up, coming down and going up. Now, if they are comets, they should come down and not go up.
Yeah.
They should fall. But this is, if you sit for about an hour and a half, waiting patiently, you will see some lights coming and going. They're not like the lights in Alaska. Not that. So I've seen that. So I personally thought it must be some kind of chemical thing happening. So when I asked Babaji, he told me, Maheshwarnath Babaji, that these are signs of beings coming and going and blessing the area. Which is why from time immemorial it has become a place of pilgrimage for people because of the influence there. But now I fear, after it is under Chinese territory, they have tried to go inside and see what's happening, or what is there, and they have not been able to really penetrate. So they are still wondering what is going on here. They are not sure. From my understanding, inside the Kailash mountain also there are some caves and caverns where people meditated at some point.
And still, maybe?
Still, maybe. I can't say right now. Perhaps there are. But I cannot say with definiteness that there are somebody. But from my understanding, yes, it was a place for people to meditate at one time. And people still, many of them don't know how to even enter into that, because it is nicely hidden away, nicely, beautiful. This much I know. And I also know that when you meditate near Kailash, not on Kailash, we can't go up there, but even in the Parikrama area, or in Manasarovar, like, definitely the meditation feeling is quite different from when you meditate somewhere else.
So it would be very beneficial to go there.
Very. Unfortunately, the Chinese are not, immigration is not allowing people to go there now.
Oh, really?
Yes, they have stopped.
Oh.
After the last war between the border forces,
Yes.
they have completely stopped the way to Kailash.
Yes.
Now, the India government has made a nice road now, which is almost near Manasarovar. But beyond that you cannot go because the immigration is just there.
Yes.
Do you see the Kailash from there?
You can.
Yeah, yeah.
You can, but you can't do parikrama
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you have to cross.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the immigration desk belongs to the Chinese.
Yeah.
Even if you have like you are not an Indian, you have a visa for China, mainland China, you cannot go to Kailash. You have to take a special visa for going to Kailash. If you have a visa in your passport for China and say that I have, the immigration will take it, stamp it, cancel it and say, go. I know because my friend Hans from Aachen came with me when I went to Kailash.
Okay, yes.
He had a passport with a permit, with a visa. They said no. So they gave a special permit for him to go and come back. So in one day you're back.
Wow. Wow.
It's also been said that it is like abode of Sri Guru Babaji, the Kailash. So is it like the physical Kailash, or is there like some subtle Kailash also? And
Both
how
are
is it?
there, but physical Kailash also we believe that Sri Guru Babaji loves the place.
Loves,
Loves the
yeah,
place.
loves the
Yes.
place, yeah. Yes.
I have had a vision of him there.
Yes.
It's not really a vision, but much more real than a vision.
Yeah.
And in fact, when I went to Kailash, I wanted to leave my body. So I did something, Khechari and so on, and the blood started moving upwards.
Yeah.
And then Babaji came. His presence was felt. And he said, no, you're not going now. Bring the blood down.
Yeah.
So then it all came out of my nose. We had such rolls of cloth which I had to use to wipe the blood. There was so much coming. I thought that because of this I might die. I thought it was a hemorrhage.
Wow.
But that episode happened in a subtle plane, like you are describing in the book how...
The physical, it happened, the blood.
Yeah, the blood, but I mean the inner...
Episode happened in the mind.
So I wanted to ask you, because you are narrating in the book that, in your silvery sheet body, I suppose astral body, you are traveling through several planes first.
Yes.
And so first question, like, what are those planes? Are you referring to lokas? Is it the same? And then you enter to this special loka with the with the crystal palace and the jasmine smell and silvery color. So can you elaborate through which lokas you are passing through, and what is the actual loka?
There are different subtle realms of the universe which you cannot go with rockets or any such thing because they are very subtle. They are not physical matter. But there are such realms through which I know, I feel they are there because I have gone through. And there are different beings out there. Some are advanced, some are not so advanced. So I had to go through all this and go to a realm where all my desires were fulfilled so that I'm free.
Can you only pass through those when you don't any longer have attraction to them?
Yes.
So they are the astral.
That's why most people cannot pass through it.
Is it
Even
like
if you go in an astral body, your subtle body, Sushma Sharira, the Sushma Sharira itself has a lot of desires. It's not free of desires.
Yeah.
It's actually called the Kamarupa. It has a lot of So most people cannot enter these realms. They can only wander on the earth. So if you are free, then you go through these realms.
But does it have a particular name, that particular loka with the crystal palace?
I think there are some names, but names are unimportant. Some people call it Vaikunta and so on. But I don't think it's very important to know the name.
But then in that episode where you entered, Sri Guru was appearing as this luminous void and as Adinath. But then as Adinath, you're describing it. But then in another episode of your book earlier, Maheshwanath is explaining about the Naths to you.
Yes.
And he's talking about the first teacher as Adinath, and then comes Goraknath, and then Balaknath, and then he says Sri Guru is the same as Balaknath.
Yes.
So who was this Balaknath?
Balaknath was a later manifestation of this principle of gurus whom we call Adinath.
But was it like a historical
Yes,
person
yes,
that
yes.
we can find out
Yes,
about?
yes, yes.
So what kind of
He used to live in the area near Punjab.
Yeah.
And there are places which is called the abode of Balaknath in Punjab. You have to go away from Jalandhar, little bit up to the Naina Devi hills. It's still there. They have a dhuni always burning there. But the local people have spoilt it because they say to please Balaknath, they offer goats as a sacrifice, which is not really the right thing to do. But it is there. The place is very much there. If you want to go sometime to Balaknath, you can go to Jalandhar, and from there you can go.
And is the knowledge about this historical incarnation of like what
Yes.
was he teaching? Was he also not
He
teaching
appeared
yoga?
always as a young boy.
Yeah, yeah.
And he taught people Alakh Niranjan, which is the Nath Sampradaya's mantra, and he asked them to meditate and so on. But as usual, people use the name of Balaknath only for material gains. Nobody is, oh, please help me with this, oh, Balaknath, and they will cut a goat there. But really, his original teaching was spiritual, not for material gains.
No.
But that happens.
Yeah.
So Adinath, Paramashiva, Sadashiva, and the Supreme Being are not different. They are only manifestations. And Babaji.
So Sri Guru Babaji is like a kind of a god for this planet. Can you say
Yes.
like that?
We can say that.
Yeah. And is it like a one being that is a god, or is it like several elders who are very spiritually advanced?
There are elders, but one person is there who controls everything. That's where I would place Sri Guru Babaji. And among the elders who are there, the circle, he presides over it for this Manvantara. When this Yuga is over, you will have another Babaji. No, it may not be the same.
Right.
So how long is this Manvantara still?
We are still past halfway outside Kali Yuga.
And Sri Guru will stay until the end.
Till the end.
to safeguard this planet.
As much as possible.
Yeah, that's wonderful to know.
I hope he is going and whispering to Putin now. Hey, hold on.
Yeah, yeah. Are they doing that? Such beings, like, do they have such influence? They're trying to, create peace and.
Of course.
Yeah.
But this world has become so rogue and out of control. They also say let them destroy and suffer and figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, it's a karma of humanity.
Yeah,
So,
otherwise they can stop it any time.
so they are seeing through their wisdom where to interfere and
Exactly.
where not.
Exactly.
Yeah. But does it also influence if we are praying, for the peace and we're praying for help? Is it strengthened then? Is it worth doing that?
It's what?
Yeah.
It's what? You pray, you don't have to say I'm praying to Babaji or pray. Just pray to the Supreme Being. It all goes there ultimately.
Yes.
It's also nice to pray Babaji.
No, I know, I understand, but
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So, is it in that inner experience you had, where you saw not only Sri Guru Babaji, you saw Maheshwanath, and you saw Padmasambhava,
yes.
and
Guru
Yeshua,
Nanak,
Guru Nanak,
yes.
And Yeshu.
Yes,
Yeshu,
and would you say that is Sri Guru kind of like a leader of a global
yeah.
group of masters?
Yes.
Yeah.
When I say leader, it's not like political leader,
No.
but someone who everybody looks up to.
Yes. But there was also the story of Shiva coming to earth with 7 rishis. Would that be like...
Sapta Rishis.
Could you say that Jesus...
Similar.
And they are like these kind of...
Yeah. Similar. Even Moses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are like lineage holders of
Yeah.
individual lineages, and then can we say Sri Guru is like it's like there's this planetary meta lineage kind of, and different lineages are different branches, and
Yes.
Sri
Yeah,
Guru is the.
Also, one should not have the misunderstanding that Sri Guru Babaji is only the Guru for Kriya Yogis. It's not like that. Of course, he taught Kriya Yoga to one branch, but he would have taught something else to somebody else.
Yeah,
We cannot say that.
Yeah.
that's interesting.
But
Yeah.
do you have an understanding that Sri Guru is there other great masters that are same stature as Sri Guru on other continents?
Not in this.
Or is he
not-
master of all continents?
All continents.
Yeah.
But only in this yuga.
You're right.
It can change in the next yuga.
Yeah.
I can't say. I haven't seen anybody of that stature anywhere in any other continent. On the earth.
Right.
Forget
right.
about other places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you could tell about that one day, that would be wonderful.
Which,
The other world. If you've been there.
see, right now we need to sort out this world.
Yes. Yeah, of course. There's a lot of work to be done.
Yeah. I'm 75 now physically,
Yes.
and I need to still work.
Yeah, you're still very fit, so we're happy.
I hope so.
Yeah, you look great.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Yeah.
But I have little joint pains here and there sometimes
Yeah.
in the cold.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when I climb stairs now, I need something to hold
Hold on
like
to.
a railing. I don't do it without.
Oi. Yeah.
I can, but
Yeah. Just in
you
case.
should not overtax the body beyond a certain limit.
Mm.
Can't overdo it. Well, I can go and do some kaya kalpa and reverse person. What's the use? Waste of time.
Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
If I had those 3 months or 1 month which I would use for kaya kalpa, I can do so many other things. What is this body anyway? It has to go.
But Maheshwanath also said in that experience in the last chapter, that that you have to go back and Guru Nanak
This is
said,
what I'm doing.
Guru Nanak said, adopt the Bodhisattva path, Madhu.
It was Padmasambhava.
Oh, Padmasambhava. Yes. Of course, it was Padmasambhava.
Not Guru Nanak.
No. Padmasambhava said, adopt the Bodhisattva path, and so that's what you're doing.
That's what
now.
I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then even that has a limit, right?
Yes. Of course. But the Bodhisattva comes back again and again.
The Bodhisattva comes because of compassion.
Yes.
No
So
other
will you
reason.
come back?
How will you find me? I go and come back.
We'll look
Maybe
for
I'll
you.
be born somewhere else.
We will look for you. And probably will find you. Yeah.
First, to come back, you need to find a proper womb.
Right.
Sure.
Otherwise, you're all messed up.
Yes. There's some deep significance that Sri Guru Babaji has personally asked some people to write that book, like your autobiography is one, and then Yogananda's autobiography. And then he also asked Sri Yukteswar to write the Holy Science. So is there other books that you know that are authentically, directly asked by Sri Guru to be written?
People may not know about it or agree with it, but there is this thing called Jnaneshwari, written by Jnaneshwar, which was written under the express desire of Babaji.
Yeah.
It's called the Jnaneshwari. Some people say Jnaneshwari.
Okay.
Pretty big book. It was written in Marathi. And then now it's available in translation.
Okay.
You should read it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you go to India, to Maharashtra, to Pune, from Pune 14 kilometers is Alandi, where his samadhi is there. He took samadhi at the age of 16. When
Who?
Jnaneshwar.
Ah.
We call him Jnananath because he was also a Nath. His guru was Nivartinath
Yes.
and his guru was Gahaninath. So the Nath Sampradaya lineage in Maharashtra comes from there. From Sant Jnaneshwar he is called. Sant meaning saint.
Yes. And what year is that?
Listen, can't tell you. My ear is very all messed up.
Yeah. But it's hundreds of years ago.
Sant Jnaneshwar.
It's
That's
fine.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
I think at least 100 years.
Yeah.
At least,
Yes.
maybe more.
Yes.
So that text is written by him.
Yeah.
The other is some of the works of Lahiri Mahashaya was specifically asked to write.
Do you know
by
which
Babaji.
ones?
I think the Bhagavad Gita translation.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful to know.
And a couple of other books which I think the Avadhuta Gita, there is a nice translation by Lahiri Mahashaya. I don't know if it is now in English, but definitely he wrote in Bengali, this I know.
Yes.
Isn't it like if Sri Guru personally asks you to write a book, it is the grace also poured into that book?
Yeah.
They are like very special
True,
compared
very
to
true.
other books.
Very true.
And through those books also, at least the autobiographies, also Sri Guru becomes known to us.
One of the biggest functions of the autobiography of a yogi, though I do not agree with many things there, is that first time the Western public, even some of the Indians, began to know that there is somebody called Babaji. That work Yogananda did.
Yeah, maybe I, yeah, you have said something.
No, this was the subject you wanted to discuss.
This was the subject. Yeah. So, maybe one more question,
Yes, please.
which is not directly to the last chapter of the autobiography, but it is also related to the autobiography, where Sri Guru is telling you that 2 minutes of loving kindness is more important than very hard, long austerities and a lot of tapas and so on. And also Maheshwanath is saying in another passage that it is the fire of love that burns all the self-centeredness and selfishness away. And then you yourself has said very beautiful quotation in Satsang Foundation quotations. You're saying that Love is all that is required. All arguments and discussions fail to reach the unlimited. Only love does. So
True.
can you elaborate a little bit the additional to Kriya Yoga, the importance also to open the heart and
It's so
practice love?
simple. There is no need to elaborate.
Yeah, but it's so wonderful.
It's not possible to have selfless love. It's very difficult.
Yeah.
But if you have 1 degree of it, it is more important than anything else. Because basically, in every human being, also every animal, there is a spark of the divine. And it is the spark of the divine from where all compassion, love, everything comes. So when you see it in others, and yourself you see it, and then you also see it in others, then it becomes a natural process. You don't have to, no effort is required. It's a flow. It happens naturally.
But one can still practice it, practice to open the heart for everybody, and also to letting go of resistance.
Of course you can, but it is natural. It's inside us.
Yes.
It's the artificialities of behavior and so on that cover it actually. You remove it, it's there. What I'm saying is you don't have to bring it from anywhere.
No.
So, thank you so much for
Thank
this.
you.